Just that we're about 15 years behind. Other than that, you know, not a problem. All right, so let me look at the problem. I hate the way that thing works. And there's the question. It's number 3. It's probably, you know, find an equation, and that's fine. I'm going to do it on the spreadsheet first, and then I'll do it on the calculator. So that way you can see. So go ahead and write it down. You don't have to write, just write down the table. That's all you need. Because I'm gonna do everything with it. I'm not gonna just do parts. I'm gonna do everything. So write down the table and go ahead and type it in your calculator or your spreadsheet. I'm sorry, what do you call it? Google Sheets. Now, why couldn't Google work out a deal just like we have, and that way you could download? So
they wanted to make the money.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about the money. $50,000 a month. $50,000 a month. Came out, got thrown out of the Navy, making $50,000 on a board for an oil company. That'd be like me going down to NASA and being on the board at NASA. I have no idea how to fly.
50.
Yeah, $50,000 a year, $50,000 a month. And that doesn't even count the China deal he had worked out, where he was making $1.5 million.
That's just not fair. What does he do?
He was the vice president's son.
Hey, how do you feel about California passing that student?
I'm kind of half and half, because the colleges have been making money off of players for years, and now college football is bigger than the NFL, which NFL can go to hell for all I care. But I do watch college football, but I think there has to be a cap or a happy medium, because then you're going to get a bunch of thugs going to these colleges and all they care about is making money. And that's not going to work. I think they should be a little bit lenient with the players and let the players be able to make not money by doing jobs, but by endorsements. I think they should, but I don't think they should let it be just free for all. Because somebody like Jalen Hurts or, you know, I can't even pronounce the guy at Alabama. What's his last name? Tua. Yeah, whatever. I mean, they could make, you know, millions where this guy over here can't, you know, afford to eat on the weekends while they're going to, you know, on the road. You know, so, you know, I think it needs to be. Maybe they ought to get Bernie in on it, and that way Tua can distribute his money to the 60 other players. How would that work out? Oh, that would be a hell to the no. I can get to whatever his name is. It'd be like, oh, hell no. But maybe Bernie can be in on it and redistribute. All right, so here we go. We're going to take that and we're going to open it. And I'm going to blow it up. And like I said, I don't care there's some homework questions that ask for weird stuff, and I don't care about that. So you don't need to worry about that. All I care about is what? If you can find the equation and you can find R. And then if you can tell if there's causality or correlation or whatever the case may be. That's all I care about, 4.1 and 4.2. And if you can do it by hand with a straight line. Okay, so here we go. We're going to highlight that. Now, I'm going to do one more thing. And I'm going to set my format cells. I'm going to set them to 5. Now watch what I'm doing here, because this might help you with your rounding. Maybe 6. I don't know if that's going to help at all, but we'll see. All right, now I'm going to highlight these two, and I'm going to hit insert. and go ahead and plot those. And I'm going to right click, add trend line, go down, I'm going to display and display. Now see, I carried it to 6 and I got 4 digits. I remember when I did one before and only carried it 3 digits. So maybe you need to set your digits up a little bit more, 6 or 8, something like that. Maybe that'll help. And I don't know why it won't. There's something, either I'm not doing something right. There we go. Okay. Let's try it one more time. Okay, it's not going to work. I don't know why, but you need to write that down. There we go. Okay. Negative 0.5671x plus 6.24293. Now somebody take the square root of 0.8707. Point what?
0.9331.
Okay, write that down. Now, how many digits was yours taken? Or who? Okay, maybe you need to extend these out a little bit.
We don't know how. That's the problem.
Okay.
Like
Okay, well then we'll go to the calculator then.
that's what I need to know how to do.
All right, so I'm going to go to the calculator and I'm going to make sure that mode, I'm going to make sure that I'm floating. Either floating or put it on 9 or 6 or 8, 9, somewhere in there. I'm going to put it on floating. You can put it to 9 if you want to. Okay? And hit clear. Now I'm going to go and type these in, which will take me forever. But I'll try to do for my students. I'll sacrifice. All right, so 0, 2, 4, 6, 2, 2, 4, 4, 6, 6. 2, 4, 4, 6, 6. Okay? And now 5.9, 5.8, 4.9, 4, 2.6, and 2.6. Make sure I didn't make any mistakes. Oh, thank you. 2.9. And now go to stat.
You don't want to turn the diagnostic.
Oh yeah, it cuts off whenever you turn it off. So go down to second 0 and arrow down to diagnostic. You may be able to hit D. I haven't tried it, but and turn it on. Done. Now hit stat, calculate, and then go down to linear regression. Go down to calculate because it automatically picks up the defaults to L1 and L2. And there you are. We got the same thing, 0.9331. So that should help you.
But it has like a negative A.
Yeah, because it's a negative slope.
Okay.
See? Negative 0.5671. Or, no, I'm sorry, it doesn't have a negative slope, it has a negative correlation.
So, but you put that in front of X.
Yes. Okay? Any question on that one? Is that a test question? Yes. Some of the homework questions ask a bunch of stuff, but I don't ask them. I picked the test questions that just ask, is there a correlation? What's R? And what is the equation? That's what and maybe the plot. That's all I ask. I try to ask on the test. Capiche? All right, so we got that done. So now let's move on to, I think I left off with the multiplicative law, which is 5.1. Let's look right quick because I want to look and see what we're doing. Let's go to
Which law you said?
multiplicative law is what we're fixing to go into, I think.
Yeah, we're doing keyword.
I did add, yeah, and. So let's look at the syllabus and the outline, which is so important. Even though I had somebody text me yesterday and say, where are we supposed to be? I have no idea. I didn't reply.
Okay, so I'm not that far behind on homework.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Yeah, you're probably going to fail. All right, so here we go. Everybody should be around 5.1 right now. Okay, that's where everybody should be. Although some of y'all haven't done anything. I don't understand that. But, you know, when I turn on the dates, and I have been known to turn on dates just like that, don't cry. Because right now, if I put on 4.2 tonight at midnight, there's nobody in here that shouldn't be able to do it because you've had like a week to do 4.1 and 4.2. So I don't know. You just fuss at those people. There's about 5 or 6 of y'all that haven't done anything. But I guess y'all wrote the book, so I guess y'all are okay. All right, 5.1, that's where everybody should be. 5.2 is the addition rule. I want you to skip these two. So I want you to draw a line through those two. And we will pick up 5.5. So this test will cover 4.1, 4.2, 5.1, 5.2, and 5.5. So you need to write that down. You need to highlight it on your outline.
Am I doing 5.6 here?
No. I didn't even see that.
So
5.6, mark that out.
So we don't have to do that homework? I'm assuming not. Okay.
Yeah, if we're skipping it.
Okay.
Okay? Now, for some of you that wrote the book and created the space shuttle, if you want to go in and play with it, you can, but it's not going to count. I'm going to take it off after class today. I'll probably end up skipping it or deleting it. So, the only thing you're responsible for this test, I'm saying it again, for the video, 4.1, 4.2, 5.1, 5.2, and 5.5. So you need to delete or mark through 5.3, 5.4, and 5.6. Okay. So now that that's taken care of, let's go to 5.2. 5.2 is the multiplicative law. And the multiplicative law is designated by the word and. .2 is the multiplicative law. That means multiply. Okay? So, the multiplicative law, the two things that you have to worry about with the multiplicative law is with or without replacement. You'll have to look in your book because I always forget it. I think with replacement is independent, I think. Most books that I've come up with, they didn't call it, they just called it with or without replacement. And of course, this would be dependent. So if you got a book, go ahead and look it up. And of course, we're talking about the word and. And the word and will be, what is the probability of picking a blank and a blank? So we're fixing to do that now with a very simple, I show you a very simple example, and then we build on that. So here is the example. Bag of marbles. Not Marlboros for you, Marlboro Club, not Marlboros. Marbles, okay? And we got 5 blue marbles, 5 red marbles, 6 green marbles, 6 yellow marbles. What is that? 32? I mean 22. What is that?
22.
22 and 8 brown marbles. Okay, so what's the first thing you do? Add them all up. That's the first thing you do. And of course there's 30, right?
Mm-hmm.
So n is equal to 30. N is equal to 30. Now let me ask you a question, and this is what I always ask my students because they remember this. If I was to ask you to pick a marble, not a Marlboro, a marble out of that bag and tell you to put it in your pocket, what does that do to the future drawings of the marbles? It changes what? The statistics. It changes the mathematics. That's called without replacement. That's why without replacement should be dependent. Okay? Independent is when you pick a marble, you write it down, and then you do what with the marble? You put it back. That doesn't change the mathematics. If you remember that, then you shouldn't have a problem with this section. Okay, usually, what dictates that? Usually the question. Most of the times the question are going to be without replacement. No, with replacement unless specified. Most of the time. Okay? Or it'll say is dependent or independent. Of course, you got to learn those words. I can't ever remember, but I think I got them right. The reason I say independent is the first one is that way nothing changes. It's independent. It's, that's why. So you'll have to look it up in the book. So what do? Well, I want to know the probability of picking a blue marble and a red marble. Let me go ahead and say B-L-U-E before somebody, it could be brown. Whatever. Okay, now the first thing you have to say is with or without replacement. Well, let's do both. Let's do with replacement. And we'll do without replacement next. With replacement, what is the probability of picking a blue marble? 5 out of 30. And I'm going to make this blue. And I should have just did that.
You got a work email.
And the probability of red would be what? 5 out of 30. And what rule are we dealing with? The multiplicative rule. Now, that's pretty simple because you only picked one, okay? Well, what if I ask you to pick 2? Well, that's where the replacement comes into effect, all right? So it's going to be the same if I did with or without replacement. Yeah, well, it wouldn't because it would be, this would be 29 if we did that, and I'm going to show you that one next. So if I say the probability of picking a blue marble and a red marble, well, you pick the blue one first, right? Because it comes first. So that would be 5 out of 30. And then you go to pick the other one, and it'll be 5 out of what? 29, because you only got 29 marbles to pick from. So you have to be used to decreasing by 1 whenever you, without replacement. And you'll see you'll get 2 different numbers. Now that's very basic, and you're not going to see one like that one on the test, but the next one that we go over, you'll see. I just wanted to show you how to do the multiplicative law. The first one right there, with replacement, that's just your basic number 1 level multiplicative law. You just take the 2 and multiply them together. If it says without replacement, then that's the basic without replacement. But usually they ask you, what is the probability of picking 3 blue marbles? And that's what we're fixing to do next. So that would be blue and blue and blue. Everybody with me? Blue and blue and blue. Or they'll say, what is the probability of picking 3 blue marbles? B-L-U-E. Blue. That's P of blue and blue and blue. And we're going to go with replacement. So what is the probability of picking a blue marble? 5 out of 30. You got to do it 3 times. Or 5 over 30 raised to the 3rd power. And we'll take the highlight, and whatever that is, it's going to match that. So if you are asked, what is the probability of picking 5 marbles? Then it would be to the 5th power. What is the probability of picking 8 marbles? It would be to the 8th power. So make sure you remember that your exponent, when you're talking about with replacement, put exponent, okay? Because the exponent, you can use the exponent with replacement. The exponents are going to be equal to the tribes. Can't use exponents with dependent because why? These numbers are not going to be what? The same. Now, I want you, and I know some of you are limited, some of you haven't seen this before, and I know that, and some of you invented it, okay? But I want you to do the next one. Pick 3 blue marbles without replacement and see what you come up with. And if you don't do it, just leave it blank. Just stare at the board. Or you could just get discouraged and drop. You could do that too. Yeah, I didn't have time to cook today, so I just fixed 4 boiled eggs. Wow. That sucks. But egg is a superfood. What's a superfood?
They're really good for you.
Yeah, they pretty much carry a lot of weight. So I just made some boiled eggs. I usually make little wraps, but I was running late this morning. No, it wasn't my fault. It was y'all's fault. I said y'all had to be here at 8 o'clock. Y'all won't quit, and y'all won't go home, and you won't drop. So.
You're gonna get a whole class of people that are gonna drop.
You don't think that's possible?
Really?
There's a lot of college teachers. Whole class will drop, except for like 2 students.
Okay.
There used to be 2 teachers at Tri-County that they started with 30 math teachers, and I dropped them too because they were here when they just retired like 2 or 3 years ago. And they'd start with 30 in this class. This is not, okay, probability is not a difficult class, okay? On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being calculus and 1 being basic math, about a 3, okay? Had 2 left at the end of the semester. 2. So, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but you better be very grateful you didn't get one of those. Because I think we got one here at the Anderson campus I think she's just now finishing up chapter 1. Bless her heart. And I've heard that the class is totally loud. Have y'all heard that? I think you have, hadn't you? Has it gotten better?
I don't know.
You hadn't talked to that person? Well, we did some intervention, so I don't know if you need to find out if it's gotten any better. I don't know. No, shut up, Hubert. All right, so, okay, so without replacement would be, I'm going to say, probability of 3 blue without replacement. Okay, that would be 5 over 30 times what? 4 over 29 times 3 over, and y'all feel good about yourself. Now, I want somebody to write this out to 5 digits, and I want somebody to do this on the calculator and give me 5 digits there. So take a minute and work them out. And then I'm going to show you one that's always on a standardized test. So when you take that entry-level exam at whatever BFE university you go to. Oh man, I watched a football game this weekend, or it was Thursday night, Friday night, and it was Harvard versus some other team I never heard of. Have y'all ever watched a Harvard football game? It's like watching a high school game. I mean, it was very non-collegiate. I mean, you'd have to watch it. It looked like West Side versus Spartanburg or Spartanburg versus Dorman. I mean, it just didn't, I don't know.
That's where I would get.
What?
If I got an offer, I'd get to get Harvard.
I didn't hear you.
I said if I got offered to play college football, I'd go to Harvard.
Yeah, I probably would go to, I'd go to California, so I'd make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Try to get hooked up with them Ukrainians and make $50,000 a month.
You still got 23 more. You still got 3 more years to make money.
Yep. But you know, some people can't handle it. You know, there's an old saying, can't buy class. There's a lot of sports people that can't handle it. They ain't, you know, I mean, Tiger Woods, he's the greatest of all time, but he couldn't handle it. He got messed up there for a while. He got straightened out, though. That's a good thing. Peyton Manning, he could handle it. Who else? Let's see. Michael Jordan, he could handle it. But some of them can't handle it. There's another saying that goes along with that. You can't handle, but I'm not going to say it. It's about polishing. I'm not going to say it. But anyway, you have to ask your parents. I bet y'all say, my math teacher said this. What does that mean? And your parents go, I don't know.
I don't even know what he said.
Well, that's why you should drop. All right, 4 digits. What is it?
0, 0, 2, 4.
0, 0, what? 2, 4, 6. And what's this one?
No, that is that. That's the bottom.
Did you not see me point to this? I mean, do you know what a point? Gosh, what a disappointment. All right. 0.00 what? 2, 4, 6. Is that the right one?
Yes.
Okay, now what's this one?
0, 0, 4, 6.
0, 0 what?
4, 6, 3.
3. Is there a difference?
Yes.
Will there be a difference if I change these? Let's change these. All right, get another sheet of paper. We're going to change these to I'm not going to write. Y'all know what the letters mean, don't you? You see the colors, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want y'all to mess it up. Okay, so 500 500, yes, big ass bag. 600. I'm sorry. It's a big donkey bag. I'm sorry. It's a big donkey bag. Well, I didn't know if I had any snowflakes in here. I got to curb profanity. You can't say ass. You got to say donkey. Go ahead. Now I want you to do the same thing. See if there's a difference between the two. Because we're going to write a rule down after this one. I don't think I could handle ha, but you ever seen, you ever seen The Social Network? And Good Will Hunting? I couldn't handle ha, but I'd beat the crap out of somebody. I can't I can't. That was the best scene in any movie. That the bar scene, bar. So this is a Harvard bar. Thought there'd be equations on the walls. And I'll guarantee you, some of y'all have never seen those two movies. It's your parents' fault.
And no, because they said that Good Will Hunting was sad.
It's a good movie.
No, it ain't sad. It's a good movie.
I mean, it's not sad.
No, it ain't sad at all.
He should have taken that NSA job.
Yeah. No, you went off chasing that old girl. She wasn't, and she ain't pretty. I don't understand that. If you're gonna traipse across the country, at least she needs dang old be presentable. I didn't think she was all that pretty. She had this underbite going on. Drove me bananas. What was her name? Minnie Driver.
Oh no, she was great.
Oh. Are you mad? Look like that guy on Family Guy with the Family Guy with the one jaw, with the one tooth. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say bad things. I'm sorry. I watched the new episode of Family Guy. It sucked. I guess the snowflakes done got to it. It ain't no funny anymore. I saw where Antifa beat up on an elderly couple trying to cross the road. Why don't Antifa ever protest against like the veterans or the NRA? Because they get, why? They probably get shot or get beat up, one of the two. They only go after the weak and the elderly. That's who they go after. It's a bunch of crybabies, basically, not getting their way. Who asked that? That's what it is. They say they're anti-fascist, but how do they get things done? They beat up people. So you figure that out. All right. Y'all just not into current events, are you?
No, I don't watch the news.
I tried it. Well, you better start watching the news because that's what they want. They don't want you to watch the news because how is the best way to control somebody? Keep them what?
Uninformed.
Keep them stupid. Keep them uninformed. Yes.
The news makes me sad.
I'm sorry. What?
You listen to the Joe Rogan Experience?
Mm-mm. I'll have to look it up. I'll listen to him. You listen to. I just lost me. What did I say? What was her name? Candace Owens. She's a good one. And I'll have to write that one down.
She was on there.
Oh, she was? All right. Keep informed. Watch as much as you can. I don't care where you watch it. I don't care who you watch. I don't care, but watch many different things. Because you're going to find out, especially in college, and I'm talking about teachers, I'm talking about with science, with history. My daughter is a senior at Clemson. And you know what she told me? and I told her this a long time ago, but when I was a stupid father, she didn't listen to me, okay? That was when she was at Westside. She come to me about last year. She said, Daddy, she said, the things they're teaching in elementary school ain't correct, or isn't correct. She said isn't, I say ain't. Anyway, I said, what do you mean? The history that they teach in the high schools and the junior high schools is not right, it's not correct. And she's finding that out when she's taking the history classes. You're going to find things like that out, and that's just with history. You're going to write an English paper, and one English teacher is going to grade it, and before you turn it in, and then you're going to turn it in and get like a 60, okay? You got to learn. The best way to learn is to go through different experiences, to go through different avenues, to go through different. You can't just listen to one thing. You can't just listen to that one English teacher and write the way that English teacher told you. You've got to learn from several different experiences. That's my parent of the day quote. I'll shut up. All right, so instead of having 30, now we've got what?
300. 3,000.
How about 3,000?
All right, man.
That's all right. Yeah, we've already established what should happen to you. We already established that.
I messed up.
Yeah. So 3,000. Okay, and 500. And somebody give me 5 digits here. 500 over 3,000 raised to the third power. Give me 5 digits. 0, 0, 4, 6. How many zeros?
2.
0, 0, 4, 6, 3. Okay, let's go down here. And I want you to do 500 divided by 3,000. 499 divided by 2,999. 498 divided by 2,998. Somebody do that calculation. Yes, sir.
4606.
4606, which is 461. Do you notice the difference in the first two answers we got and the second two answers?
Yeah, the last time was like weak.
It was way different, wasn't it? So somebody give me a rule that we just learned.
The bigger the number, the closer the numbers are.
Exactly. The bigger the numbers, the less you have to worry about with or what? Without replacement. Because with or without replacement, and they're going to ask you to round to 2 or 3 digits. They're not going to ask you to take it out to 6. Are those two examples the same? Yes. 0.0046, 0.0046. Some of the questions that you're going to be asked are going to be from quality assurance. Is marbles quality assurance? No. But what about the number of injectors that Bosch makes a day? Okay, that's quality assurance. So you're not going to have 5 or 6. You're going to have 5 or 6,000 or 50 or 60,000. So you're going to be talking about BA numbers. So does it matter with BA numbers what method you use? No. How do you determine? I tell students above 300, which means 3 digits. I usually tell students above 300, you're probably not going to have to worry about it. So if I have 300 injectors, 500 injection lines, 400 injection molds, okay? What is it outside? What's so important? Huh?
Accident.
How bad? Fender bender?
Yeah.
Are they going to get in a fight? Where did it happen? Okay, let's see if they get in a fight. Okay, this guy, this girl in the brown ball. Okay, come on. Have some. Aww. They're gonna be all like helping each other.
Oh my gosh.
Somebody go out there and pass the lick. Come on. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I got insurance. You got insurance?
Bro, look at me.
Yeah, that's boring. All right, so let's move on. No, it's too late now. They already talking. You know, two females start talking, they form a bond, you know. They either hate each other the first 5 or 6 seconds or they form a bond. So, okay, here is a problem that you're going to see in the future. Oops. Okay, it's done happened. Come on, it's not that big a deal. All right, here is the question. A CD factory. A CD factory makes a crate of CDs. Crate of CDs. Okay? These are blank CDs. Y'all ever heard of Cryovac? They used to make CDs. They still make them?
Yeah, I think so.
I used to, when I was at Clemson, I was doing my master's, I went on a tour of Cryovac, doing a quality assurance class, and they make the cellophane. One plant makes the cellophane that comes around and then one plant makes the actual CD, and one plant makes the case. And I'm like, good gracious, why don't you just make them all at one plant? But they know more than I do. They make $50,000 a month. So, crate of CDs. That crate has 1,567 CDs in it. Now, the question is going to explain this out like in a paragraph. So this is how you write it up. In the past, it'll say something like this. In the past, quality assurance has predicted 20% defective. Okay, they'll put that in there. So now you can project how many are going to be bad and how many are going to be good. So let's do that. Well, 157 plus 157 is what? 57 and 57, that's 343. I don't know. What's 157 plus 157?
3,134.
Yeah, 314.
301? 314. That's what I was trying to get out.
I'm looking at the number right
314. Be quiet. You're
Right, I'm looking at the
314 are bad. Therefore, how many are good? Just subtract it from what? We really don't care how many are good, but how many are good?
I'm not.
Yeah, you don't need to say. 1,253
Yes.
are good. All right, so that's the first step. You find out how many are bad, how many are good by the history. This is history. And that'll be somewhere in it might say a probability. Probability in the past of being bad is 20%, 18%, 5%. They'll give you a percentage or a decimal. And then the question will say, quality assurance picks 5 CDs. If all are bad, then blah, 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 blah. What is the probability of picking 5 bad CDs? Now, they're going to say quality assurance is always without replacement. Why? Because if you pick a bad CD, you don't want to put it back in the crate because you've got a chance of what? Picking it again. So most of the time, quality assurance is without replacement. Does it matter here?
No.
No, because all of your digits are above 3 and above 300. So it doesn't matter, but we're going to do both. So with replacement would be 314 over 1567 raised to the what? What?
Raised to the fifth power.
Fifth power. Remember, the picking always equals the what? The exponent. And I need you to give me 6, or let's go with 5 digits. Okay? And then I want you to calculate without replacement. So that would be 314 over 1567, 313 over 1566, 312 over 1565, 311 over 1564, and 310 over 1563. So somebody do that and give me 5 digits. Now it may take you a little bit because that's a pain. Are they fighting yet?
Yeah, the cops out there pointing
The cops out there what?
pointing the gun at them.
Okay, good. Maybe shoot them in the leg. That's why I couldn't be a cop. If you were stealing something out of somebody's house, I'd just shoot you. That's why I love watching drunk people get tased. Y'all ever watch drunk people get tased on YouTube? Oh my gosh, I could watch it all day.
You know, like protesters that are in like the highway get hit.
Have what?
Like protesters.
Oh, I love to watch protesters get hit. Yeah, I love to watch protesters get run over.
Oh my god. Y'all are in something else.
No, it's so entertaining. 'Cause they're-
Well, you shouldn't be in the road. You shouldn't be in the road at all.
Sarah, remember when Jackson Amen tried to like argue that you could just hit anybody you want on the road?
Coach Amen. Coach
Yeah.
Amen. Yeah, I know his mom and dad.
Well, he's something else.
I don't know him, but
Y'all get along.
how we would.
Oh, hell.
Yeah, if you've never watched drunk people getting tased, you need to watch it. Oh, it's so funny. All right, so somebody give me 5 digits. This one right here. I got to point to this. I'm pointing to this one.
I'm not saying that, I'm.
3, 2.
Yeah, we done got his confidence down. He'll be in a ditch probably in a couple of years. All right, what? What we got?
3.230.
Oh God, we got scientific notation. I can't read that. 3 point what?
2307.
3207 times 10 to the what?
-4.
-4. 1, 2, 4. Y'all supposed to all say you don't know how to do that. So 0.000323. That's close enough for government work. Now let's do this one. What do you get?
3.15 times 10 to the -4.
1, 2, 3, 4. 0.000315. Is there a difference? Well, not the 4 digits, and that's usually what the book is going to ask for. Does it matter which way you do it with 3 or more digits over 300? No. Now, what if you have 125? You better do it the way they tell you. What if you have 175? You better do it the way they tell you. Anything over 300, you start to see no difference between the first 4 digits. And technically, you got a 10 hundredths, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, 200,000s versus, well, if you take that 5, that would be 200,000. You could carry it to 5 digits and it'd still be the same. You get the point? Oh, heck, I might as well forget it. The wreck has done got y'all, so I might as well just forget it. Talking about squirrel. Oh, yeah, we're going to squirrel. You can forget it. Okay, so y'all's homework is to watch drunk people get tased. That's y'all's homework.
And protesters get hit by cars.
Yeah, and protesters get hit. All right, let me go ahead and, I don't even know what time, it's already time to go. Let me do attendance so y'all can get out of here like a bat out of Hades. Where's my Skype first? I gotta turn it off for the one person that watches the recording.